Hello everyone, Devashish from Dev's Learning Hub. So our today's last class, this is the last class on coordinate geometry in your syllabus class 10. So these are the major topic, all the topics I have covered in my last 5 classes. This is the last one and the easiest one I am going to cover in the last class. This is called reflection. This reflection is yes. What you are already thinking, this reflection is the reflection of physics. That's the concept it's used. But what is my suggestion? Before looking into this video, please go through class 1 and class 2. The video that is for class 1 and class 2 of coordinate geometry, where I have explained the concept of coordinate, quadrant, and AXES. These are very important to understand reflection. So please go through first and second class on coordinate geometry in my channel, and then you come to this 6th class. Okay, so this is what axis x and this is what y axis, and this one is the origin. Now the reflection is, in physics, what you know, that if there is a mirror and this side is the transparent one, there is a point P, and the image of point P, this will be at equidistant. If P is the object, then the perpendicular distance from the mirror line, that will be equal to the distance where the image will be created. Therefore, if this intersection point on the mirror line is O and the object is P and the image is P dot, that means you will say OP equals to OP dot. OP equals to OP dot. So always the perpendicular distance of the object on the mirror line is equal to the perpendicular distance of the image from the mirror line. So this is the concept of physics, right? That you know already in your earlier class. Now that is what we are going to use for this reflection chapter in mathematics with respect to quadrant and axis. Now again, even though you will go through class number 1 or 2, just still I am telling you, these are the first quadrant Q1, where x and y coordinate, first we will have the x and y coordinate, both will be positive, plus, and you will move to anti-clockwise direction. This is what Q2, where so right side of y axis it is x is positive, left side of y axis x is negative, right? So here x positive, here also x, but here is x negative, left side. Now above x-axis y is positive, below x-axis y is negative. So in the quadrant 2, x is negative, y is positive, so minus plus. In quadrant 3, x is negative, y is below x-axis, that is also negative, so minus. And in the 4th quadrant, right side of y-axis x is positive, Q4, x is positive, but y is below x-axis, below origin, that is negative. This is what is the main concept, one of the main concept, right? Major concept. Now, if I say the reflection could be, mirror line could be anything. Mirror line could be your x-axis. Mirror line, that means on which plane line the reflection will happen. Because that is what most important, right? Because you will calculate the distance from the mirror line only, perpendicular distance. So mirror line could be x-axis, mirror line could be y-axis, object could be anywhere in any of the quadrant, and it can be reflected on y-axis or x-axis, right? So if, let's say, there is one point called, let's say, because if you don't have the fair idea about the quadrant and the signs of the, plus or minus values of the coordinates, then it's difficult to understand reflection and solve the problem. It's a very simple thing, right? So for any point itself, whenever the reflection will happen on x-axis or y-axis, either x value will change or y value will change. Let's give an example. Let's say there is one point P whose coordinate is 5, 4. Let's say I am telling there is one point called P whose coordinate is 4, 5. So if it is 4, 5, in which quadrant it will be? It will be in the first quadrant, because both x and y, the sign is positive, right? So let's say this is point 4 and 5, 4, 5. If I say this point is reflecting on x-axis, that means you will draw the perpendicular on x-axis, right? So this, let's say the intersecting point on the mirror line, that is, this one is P. Let's say that is M. Now the distance PM will be the distance with the image. Where the image is there, image is also going through perpendicular line. So where it will be? If MP equals to 4, this MP equals to 4, that means just opposite the image will be, the coordinate will be, since it is perpendicular, you are drawing the perpendicular itself, there will not be any change with respect to x-axis, because this OM equals to 4. This OM equals to 4. But this MP, and this is what P dot. P dot is the image of P. That means MP equals to MP dot equals to 5. But 5 is the numerical value. There are two things. One is the numeric value, and then what is the sign of that. So this distance is 5, this is also 5. But here the coordinate of y is 5, whereas in the fourth quadrant, because when the image is forming in the fourth quadrant, even the object is on the first quadrant, but when it is reflecting on x-axis, the image will come perpendicularly, so it is on the fourth quadrant, right? If it is in the fourth quadrant, what will be the sign of y coordinate? That is negative, because here x is positive or y is negative. So x value will not change. Value means the numeric value will not change. And here, since it is at fourth quadrant, the sign is also will not change for x. So what will be the coordinate of P dot? It is 4 but minus 5. So if point P 4, 5, that is reflecting on x-axis, the image will be formed, and the point is in the first quadrant, therefore the image will be in the fourth quadrant. So the y coordinate will be changed, but the x coordinate remains same. The value of x and y is same, 4, 5, 4, 5. But the sign is changing only for y, because it is in the fourth quadrant, y is negative. But in the first quadrant and fourth quadrant, x is positive. Both the cases is 4. So numerically the figure is same, only the sign will be changed. So, right? Now if I say it is reflecting on y-axis, then you will draw the perpendicular on y-axis, right? Let's say this is the point P dot when the mirror line is y-axis, so P dot. So if it is 4, 5, in that case, what will happen? Here also it will be 4, 5. So numeric figure will be same. This is also 4, 5, because this is the image. There is no change. But what is the change? Change is the coordinate. Coordinate change means it is with respect to the sign when it is reflecting on x or y axis. So the distance here, it is the x-axis, this OM. This OM is 4. That means here if you draw the perpendicular, so this distance and this distance is same. That means if it is, let's say, n, that means NP equals to np dot, that is equals to 4, and this value from x-axis, the y-ordinate, that will be also 5. So if I say the value means numeric part, that is again 4 and 5, but it is in the second quadrant, x is negative, so it will be minus 4, whereas y is positive, so it will be minus 4, 5. So when it is reflecting on x-axis, this 4, 5 point, the image coordinate will be 4 minus 5, whereas if it reflects on y-axis, the image will be minus 4, 5. So only when it is reflecting on x-axis or y-axis, the numeric value will same, but the sign will change based on the quadrant. That is why I said all these things, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4, how the sign of x and y coordinate is getting changed. That's the thing most important, you need to remember that. And concept wise, perpendicular distance is same, so it can be reflected on x-axis, it could be reflected on y-axis also. Let's say now minus 4, 5, let's say this is one object, now it is reflecting on x-axis. What will happen? Again it will perpendicular, so minus 4, 5, so this distance is minus 4, it will remain 4. So this distance 4, this will also remain 4, and the distance, this distance will be 5, this is also 5. So both the cases it will be 4, 5, but the sign, it is third quadrant, minus minus, therefore minus 4 minus 5. Very simple, right? Now, so what are the different types of reflection? Reflection could be on x-axis, this is the origin, 0, 0. Reflection could be on x-axis, that what I have shown you. Reflection on y-axis, that also I have explained you. Reflection on origin. So if it means reflection on origin, origin is 0, 0, right? So if the reflection is on origin, that means the plane will be, let's say this is a point P, the coordinate is 2, 3. It will reflect on origin. So for, but reflection on origin, obviously both the signs will change, right? So let's say it, reflection on origin, you don't need to remember, this is very scientifically you need to do, just logical. So reflection on origin means which is the line. That means because the mirror line and the reflection line, this to be perpendicular, that means if I say through origin, this is the mirror line and this is the perpendicular you need to draw here through origin, right? So let's say this is the mirror line, this is M1, M2, M1, M2, this is the mirror line. Now this is the object. What will be this distance? This is the origin, this is the origin, this intersection point, and this point is O. Let's say the image is P dot, and when you are drawing a perpendicular line from P dot to y-axis, x-axis, and another perpendicular line from P on x-axis. So let's say this is point A, this is point B. Now you know, since this is perpendicular, this based on the reflection, property of reflection, OP equals to OP dot, even though it looks a bit different, I mean the size wise, but it is actually equal, right? OP equals to OP dot. Okay. Now, if you consider these two triangle OBP dot and triangle the 90 degrees, this one is 90 degree, this one is 90 degree. Triangle OAP, then this is 90 degree and this one is also equal and this one is also equal. So these two are symmetric triangles. So these two triangles are symmetric triangles. Similar triangles, sorry. These two are similar triangles. If these two are similar triangles, in that case the ratio of the corresponding sides will be equal. That means we can say for OBP, that means BP dot by AP equals to OB by OA equals to OP dot by OP. Now OP equals to OP dot already as per the property of reflection. That means it equals to 1. Right? In that case, so what we can say, BP dot equals to AP and OB equals to OA. Now what is BP dot? BP dot we don't know, but AP we know. AP is measurement wise, unit wise. If you plot these points on the graph, so these 3 units, AP is 3, so it is 3. We don't know the sign as of now. AP is 3, right? What about OB? AP is 3. AP is 3 means BP dot is 3. So this point y coordinate, we can say BP dot, the y coordinate, that is 3. Now we need to find out the x coordinate also. OB equals to OA. OB equals to OA. We don't know OB, we know OA. OA equals to abscissa of point P, that is 2. OA equals to 2. That means what we can say, BP dot equals to 3, OB equals to 2. So that means OB means the x coordinate, that is 2. Now what is the sign? These are the values. So here also 2, 3, here also 2, 3. So all the cases the point numerical value will remain same, only the sign will change wherever it is based on the quadrant, right? So now it is in the, so in the origin, since it is, because for x or y axis mirror plane, it is going just opposite to that. So below that axis or right or left side of there. For x axis it is coming below x axis. When y axis is the mirror plane, then it is coming left side of y axis. If it is right side, at the right side the object is there. So but for mirror line it is coming to the opposite quadrant, not adjacent quadrant. Here it was coming adjacent quadrant, but it is opposite quadrant. So first quadrant, it is in the third quadrant. So third quadrant, the value for x it is negative, for y it is negative. X is negative, y is also negative. So the value will be -2, -3. So this is what called reflection on origin. Reflection on origin, it will at the opposite quadrant. Whereas for reflection at x or y axis, it is to the adjacent quadrant. So therefore, for reflection on origin, the signs of both x and y coordinates will be changed because it is jumping one coordinate. It is opposite to the quadrant. It's not adjacent quadrant. Okay. Now let's say there is 1.23. It's given. So you need to, when you will do this, when you will solve this kind of reflection related problem, try to, even though there is no graph paper, just try to draw rough in graph like this, then there is no chance of mistake. And when you are practiced enough, then you can do it without drawing any graph, even if it is not asked to do, right? So let's say there is 1.23. So that means it is on the first quadrant, because once you do this, you can understand in which quadrant the point and in which quadrant the image will be there. That is why, to avoid any mistake, you should at least draw a graph in the rough, right? Just for your understanding. So 2, 3 means it is in the first quadrant. Now the reflection is not happening either x-axis or y-axis or origin. It is happening on a line x equals to 1. So now this is your mirror line, neither x-axis nor y-axis. So what will be the image? So since it is x equals to 1, that is parallel to y-axis, the image will be in this side. So what will be the coordinate of the image, right? That is what you need to find out. So if the image is here, that means, let's say the intersection point is M. Okay, if you draw perpendicular here, let's say it is N, right? If it is reflecting on x equals to 1, line x equals to 1, the distance, what is this distance? This distance is ON minus OM, right? This distance is ON minus MN. So what is ON? ON equals to abscissa of point P, that is 2. What is OM? OM is x equals to 1 line, that means this is OM equals to x, OM equals to 1. So if OM equals to 1, ON equals to 2, that means what is MN? MN, the value of MN will be ON minus OM, that is equals to 2 minus 1, that is equals to 1. Okay, so if it is 1, now x equals to 1 axis is this, that means it will be on the y-axis, because this distance is also 1. That means if I say 1 from this mirror line, actually it is on the y-axis, because this distance is 1. That means this point will be P dot. What will be the coordinate? Coordinate, so you know the position now. It is neither in any of the quadrants. So the position is on the y-axis. So what will be the coordinate? Coordinate will be on the y-axis, means x will be 0. But your y-axis is 3. That means it is not any quadrant, just on the y-axis. And above x-axis, that means it is positive. So 0, 3. So the image will be 0, 3. The coordinate of image is 0, 3. So now reflection on any line, that is also covered. So therefore I am saying, even though there is no graph paper, you can just draw graph on your eye estimation roughly, right? And then you can solve the problem. So that is how you need to find out the image of the reflection. Okay, and now this is the last one. Invariant point. What is invariant point? If there is the object is on the mirror itself, let's say it is your mirror, the object is here itself on the mirror, then there is no distance from the mirror. The object distance, we say object distance from mirror is equals to the image distance from the mirror. So if the object is lying on the mirror itself, mirror plane itself, then the image will also be there. So that means, if let's say there is one point called (50), this point P is 50. So 50 lying on the x-axis, if it is reflecting on x-axis itself, the line x-axis itself, the image will also be 50. So for invariant point, the object itself is the image. That is what called invariant point, right? The problem is, point 5,6 is reflected in a line to get the point minus 5,6, line of reflection, just straight away. Once you practiced, you can do it. I can do it. So 5,6, it is on the first quadrant. Both x and y is positive. And minus 5, numeric figure, I said it will remain same. So now minus 5,6, in which quadrant? It is the second quadrant. So 5,6 is reflecting to minus 5,6 in the second quadrant. That means, what is the mirror plane? Y-axis. What is the equation of y-axis? X equals to 0. Right? So line of reflection will be x equals to 0. Now, since you are learning, if you are learning now, it is a bit difficult to do it everything without pen and paper. So let's say this is what x and y axis, x and y axis. 5,6. 5,6 means first quadrant. 5,6, let's say. Right? This is 5,6. It is reflecting to minus 5,6. That means in the second quadrant it is coming. First quadrant, it is second quadrant. Minus 5,6. So where it is reflecting? Reflecting on the y-axis. So y-axis, what is the equation? The equation is x equals to 0. Line of reflection. I have explained all these things. What is the equation of x-axis? What is the equation of y-axis? What is the equation of parallel to x-axis? What is the equation of parallel to y-axis? So go through first, second, third, all these videos. If possible, you do it sequentially from first class till sixth one. So it will be easier, because while I am explaining, a lot of times I am giving reference to my earlier discussion. Right? So it's better you sequentially come through. Otherwise, at least for reflection, you go through class number 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So I believe the concept is clear to you, and you will be able to solve any problem on reflection. This is very easy, right? So if you like this video, please click on the like button. And this is the last class I have taken on coordinate geometry. I have completed all the points. I hope all the points I have covered of coordinate geometry. If you go through for class number 1 to class 6, all entire things, I think it is very, very easily I tried to explain, so that it will be very much clear to you. So if you would like to have this kind of video again and again, even for other topics, other subjects in maths, let's say trigonometry, mensuration, algebra, so please subscribe my channel. Thank you.